Hey, so I've haven't made too much progress in the way of building things or doing quests and stuff, but certainly made progress towards planning out what I want to do and getting everything set up and in the right place for that to happen. So I thought I'd make a video and show you guys a little bit of the progress. Still not sure if I want to show exactly what I want to do. I think it might be a nice surprise if all of a sudden a video's there and you can see this end result coming through, but yeah, we'll see. So, as you can see, I've started a platform here. This is the size of the island. Well, it's the length. I haven't finished the width yet. That's what I'm currently doing. So, yeah, you can see it's fairly big. It'll go out quite a bit out there as well. It will get us closer there. The funny thing is that the island that I initially designed was twice as big as this. I actually scaled it down to half size after starting the platform and seeing how far it actually went out, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. So definitely, there's a few slime chunks here. Wait. Oh, didn't drop any slime balls. Um, Slime chunks is going to be very handy because there is some stuff for doing the Tinker's tools to use slime balls for, and these proper green slimes drop different slime balls than those kind of bluish slimes do. And you can't use the bluish slimes, you've got to use the green ones. Anyway, so what I've done is I've set up a tower. I currently have my flying when sneaking boots on, and just used those to come down and set it all up. You may notice the hole. I wasn't really going to talk about this, but I haven't fixed it, so it's obvious it's there. I was AFK yesterday, and I came back and my garden had been blown up, and yeah, for some reason I was over here in a spider web, so I have no idea what happened. I did notice afterwards that I had been adding a couple pieces of dirt along there, and there was one spot that wasn't lit up. So I think a creeper spawned, which blew this up, but I think maybe even spider spawned or something. Anyway, I don't know how that happened. Either way, I didn't actually die. Just my garden got blown up in my dirt. So while it's annoying, it's not too bad. Didn't affect me too much. So what's happening here is I wanted to make smooth stone with power or lava instead of coal or charcoal. I went into the quest book to do the quest for that, which is the BFESU. This one here. So putting one of these things, it's a Better Furnaces energy storage unit, and then you can add an electric heat source into the thing, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff you can do which improve the furnace and allow you to run it off power, so that I don't have to worry about this thing running out of charcoal like it has. And yeah, so that was complicated. So okay, well, I was going to make a tree farm anyway, so I made a tree farm. Let's fix that. And but we don't have any bone meal, any kind of way of speeding up the process. So yeah, that didn't work out very well. It was getting me like 30 to 40 pieces of wood an hour, whereas I can get that in about 5 seconds myself. Maybe 10 seconds. So anyway, I haven't really had that turtle running doing the wood because I can just do it so much quicker myself. So yeah, what I had set up is because when the turtles can't harvest stuff the way I can, so they can't vein mine and they can't use a crook to get the saplings. So in order to get saplings, you have to get them to just dig up the middle part, the tree trunk, and then let the leaves naturally despawn, and then they have a chance of dropping saplings. So I had 2 streams of water, so when the saplings drop, they drop into the water and they float down here, and we've got a line of hoppers here which lead to this chest, and that's where all the drops get put. So yeah, that was really slow, but this setup actually kind of works for me as well. So I can just do this. So on this side, I'm picking up the drops. On the other side, the water pushes them into the chest. And as you can see, I can quickly do this, whereas the turtle would harvest a tree maybe once every minute or so. But yeah, you can see there should be some stuff coming through here. But that right there was 3.5 stacks of wood. That would have taken 2 or 3 hours for the turtle. So yeah, I'll just keep doing that. But I should have enough now just to get started at least. Lots of saplings, 693 saplings, so I probably need to make some more apple juice soon. So I will set up a hopper thing there, same as I've got here, to turn most of those saplings into dirt so that I can rebuild my passive farm. So anyway, the BF ESU requires a whole bunch of stuff to make. I won't go through exactly what it was, but it ended up I needed a lot of sulfur to make a battery for it, and the main way to get sulfur is killing mobs or getting it from nether ore. So I went and grabbed a whole bunch of nether ore. Open the chest out. So I've got like 108 sulfur ore. Yeah, the problem is that I have no way of turning that sulfur ore into sulfur other than using a hammer, which turns it into 1 sulfur, whereas all other methods turn it into 6. So I would have to go out and get at least double that in sulfur to do it, and to make the pulverizer or the sag mill or any of those things that can turn that into sulfur dust requires a QED, and a QED requires a lot of ender pearls. So I was like, I think I need a mob farm because I need to kill Endermen to get the Ender Pearls. But then I remembered that one of these mods, was it Extra Utilities, adds these plants. Now these are Ender Lily seeds. They're growing on End Stone, so they're from the End Dimension. If you've seen previously, that's where I fought the Ender Dragon. So put some End Stone down and growing the Ender Lily seeds on there. They grow extremely slow and they can't be sped up as far as I know, so at least not at this point in the game. So I've just left them to grow. I had a couple of Ender Pearls from loot bags, so I had to use those to create the elevators, to make the elevator down. That's alright, those things will grow and I'll grab some of them and stuff. Oh yeah, the End Stone is created here. So I put glowstone dust in here, mix it with lava, and then that creates End Stone. So it's similar to the netherrack, where if I put redstone in here with lava, it turns into netherrack. So those are processes that I'll be setting up for the sieving. And I believe I get ender dust. Yeah. Ender pearl dust, I get that from sieving endstone, so I don't know if I'll actually have a farm of these things set up because they're horrendously slow. And I can probably, as soon as I'm automatically sieving stuff, I'll probably get stacks and stacks of ender pearls out of it. My sieving turtle is going fine. It stops every now and then. I have no idea why. I'm pretty sure it's not running out of fuel. But yeah, so I've just finished this elevator thing, so what I can do is take these annoying boots off. Put these back on. Now I'm invincible again, so that should help. Yeah, so I decided that for now I will just burn wood into charcoal and then use the charcoal in the furnace to make stone, which I have done. So I've got a little bit of stone there, and what I'll do is basically I will make the island thing hollow, so significantly less stone. So I know that the big one that I wanted to make was going to be 1.1 million stone, which probably generating that wouldn't be crazy, but placing 1.1 million blocks, yeah, maybe not. So I'll probably make it mostly hollow and we can actually build rooms and stuff inside it, mining and things like that. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Today I'll finish off this platform, and yeah, well, I'll just be careful of these guys because they can knock me off. Not the little guys. The little guys can't knock me off, can't damage me. Problem, this crossbow's got knocked back or something on it. It just pushes them, yeah, pushes them way off. Well, you got 2 slime balls and 2 slime pearls actually. But so the way slimes work, if you don't know, is every chunk in the world gets randomly assigned, whether it's a slime chunk or not. And if you're down low enough, slimes will start spawning in those chunks. Now, if you look here, we're covering, so each of these squares is a chunk. We're covering an awful lot of chunks. So I think like 30 to 50% of chunks are slime chunks. Might be as low as 20, but yeah, there's certainly a lot of slime chunks in a world. So by covering this much, you're basically guaranteed to have a couple that can spawn slimes. And yeah, so we get some slime spawns. I'll eventually only need a few slime balls at this point to make my weapons and things. Oh, that's right, I've got a few loot boxes here. Oh, nice. And yeah, that's resonant ender. We can make ender pearls out of that. And what we use? Something glass. Molten glass. You don't need molten glass. We'll take you. I was just about to jump across there because I got used to doing that with my sneaking on air boots. I need to fill that hole in. So yes, these is gonna take a while. Resonant ender cow, yes, very nice. The problem with the cows is you need the harvester to harvest them, unless you're doing it yourself manually. So I can't do too much with them until I get to that point where I'm starting to build the machines, which hopefully isn't too far away. Mainly the building phase is going to take a bit of time. But then once we've actually done that, get the QED and the assembly table up and stuff and just crank straight through it. Because I generally know what I'm doing with that stuff now. Yeah, what was I doing? Oh, loot boxes, jeez. So I got 4 of them to do today. Let's actually just... Anything interesting? No. Let's just chuck those up there and that. Another fleeting stone. That's not the one I want. Don't want sewage. Don't particularly need a paxel and a record. So bad ones. Yeah, well. Where's the book? So yeah, so I want to do the BFESU. One of those loot boxes was from the diamond furnace. I finally just got around to doing it. And doing the storage things, I believe. So I still got a whole bunch of seeds and stuff that I should do. Oh, and solar plant panels. And I finished the To the Clouds because all that was glowstone. So I had a bunch of glowstone dust, and I can just craft that into the blocks. So that works. Got me that. Yeah, solar panels. Yeah, those things hurt when you stand on them. So, yeah, we got some solar panels here. So these are just solar panels level 1. They are like normal solar panels. They only work during the day. But yeah, you can upgrade them. And that's not where I want to go. So if I go to Zeta, so they go all the way up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, is it? 11. So I'll be doing that if I search for solar panels. Each of them requires the previous one. So the solar panel 2 requires 4 solar panel 1s and a golden chipset. So machine base, that's shiny ingots. So yeah, I'll I'll be upgrading those as we go. Is that? Oh, it's just coming through. 71% grown. I'll be upgrading those panels as I can, and probably building a bunch more. And yeah, get some decent power. Once we get some capacitors going, then we can generate heaps of power during the day, and then the capacitors can do us through the night. So that's what I'll be doing. As you can see, when you alloy stuff, sometimes it leaves partial ingots behind. I'm hoping they don't all get filled up with partial ingots, because as soon as it alloys some more of it, it adds it in and finishes off those ingots. That's fine. Just got a bunch of Invar brass, got 146 brass. There's aluminium brass, bit of that too. Yeah, so I'll continue with that platform down there, and I will just build that up. That's the priority, is to get that going so that we can actually build a permanent base instead of this temporary one. And you can see a couple of them coming through now. Yeah, it'd be nice to actually set something up nice and pretty and nice and fungus themed. So we should have 2 slime islands. I don't know if there's anything I really want to do with the slime islands. Maybe we can make some slime mushrooms or something. So we've got that island there, and off in the distance, I wonder if we can see it if we walk over here a bit. Yep, and there's that one there. So that kind of shows you how big that platform is that we'll be getting close to that slime island there. Yeah. So yeah, so I'll leave it here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's going to be very, very tedious, and it's going to seem slow to me to get this all done, but hopefully it won't be like days and days and days before there's another episode. Yeah, I'm hoping to kind of surprise you with it, but if it starts taking a while, then I'll actually show you what I'm doing and that. But yeah, I like being able to say ta-da. So yeah, that's it. I'll be building and really hoping to get to doing progress again soon. About the turtles. So obviously I'm learning a lot about how they work and stuff, and they're kind of cool, but they're still really awkward to work with. And for example, the tree cutting turtle went a bit wrong and cut itself through the floor and started falling down, and I had to run after it and chase it and things, and so yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can kind of say it's just me, like, not being robust enough with my programs, checking everything, going, okay, if we're digging this block, is it actually a wood block or a leaf block? If it isn't, then stop, and all that sort of stuff. Same with the sieving, you know, setting up things like we could be getting some coloured wool and stuff and putting blocks down that are that coloured wool so it can position itself by looking for those wool blocks, and if it can't find them, then saying it's not where it's supposed to be and all that sort of stuff. Heaps of checks, and that makes it robust and more likely that nothing wrong will happen and things. But it's very tedious, especially compared to hooking up a couple of machines and some pipes with some filters on, and that can kind of do all this stuff as well, as far as I know. The main thing is with like the Ender IO conduits and things is the limited amount that you can filter on. So yeah, I don't know. I might be possible to just set up computers. So the computer is like the stationary version of the turtle. It can't dig, it can't do anything like that, but it does have an inventory as far as I know, and I can just like pipe stuff into it and tell it to do certain things or pipe things certain ways and stuff. So instead of having a turtle that runs around all these things, then we would just have a turtle here instead of not a turtle, a computer instead of these chests, and the computer will know, okay, if it's a non-craftable item, pipe it into here. If it is a craftable item, pipe it somewhere else, and then it gets crafted. Stuff like that. So I'll be playing around with that kind of thing and seeing what my options are, because I don't want to have to wait till in game and doing ME systems and stuff before I have this kind of intelligence to my system. Why are they not piping down? Oh, there they go. Yeah, these pipes are terribly slow. I need an upgrade. Yeah, but it's been fun. The taking different approaches, learning more and more about all these things, like the programmable RedNet controller and stuff. I've learnt a bit about that, even though I haven't directly used one. I mean, I used one for the new Metacraft stuff in the previous world, but I haven't used one here. But I did look into it and its kind of capabilities and things, and yeah, it's interesting. It's not as powerful as these turtles and the computers and things. And with like the turtles and stuff, you can set up wireless networks and put sensors around and things, and you can go real crazy with it. But again, I think it's something you have to consciously choose to do, because there's generally better ways of doing things. I don't know, maybe there are things, but I want to be practiced in these things so that when a situation does arise, I know exactly how I want to solve it. So yeah, and hopefully we can make progress a lot quicker than I did last time, or at least a lot more organized and things. It's certainly not going to be quicker with the building, but I think it's going to look pretty cool. Yeah, so I'll see you all next time. I don't know when next time's going to be. Hopefully it's not too far away. But yeah, I've got some tedious stuff ahead of me, but I'm really looking forward to the end result. So yeah, see ya.